Hi everyone, it's Vicky here, and today I'm going to show you how I made this cute project. And I just want to start off by saying I'm back filming overhead, which is good because it gives you a better view of everything. So I'm really excited about that. So today we're going to be making this envelope box, and inside you can either have just a notebook and pen or a chocolate bar or both, which I have in here. And these would be ideal for friend mail or swaps, or even a nice gift for someone for their birthday. So this is what it looks like, and it's absolutely gorgeous. And you can see that I've added some beautiful flowers, and I'm not sure if you can see, I've added some sparkle to them as well. And I've added this hello sentiment on the front here, and this paper is absolutely beautiful. I'll show you the paper pack in just a second. The cardstock is from Crafters Companion. So it opens up like so, and inside it holds a notebook, a chocolate bar and a pen, and I've wrapped some ribbon around it just to keep it all together and make it look a bit more prettier. So if we undo the bow, so I've just put this pen in just for an example. I've got some chocolate here, and this actually measures, when the flap is folded, it measures just over 6 inches by 3 inches. So you know what a size chocolate will fit in here. And as you can see, it's gluten, dairy free, because that's for me. And then we have a notebook. Now you can put some decoration on here, but if you're going to put a chocolate bar in with this, you probably not best to, because obviously it will add more bulk and you won't be able to fit the chocolate bar in. So I kept mine plain, but if you just wanted to add the notebook in, you can add embellishments, because as you can see, it's got quite a lot of room in there. You can also add a lot more paper in here as well. I've just put some in just to show you, and the paper will slide in and out so you can refill it once it's full, because I've just added some elastic around the spine. So that's the notebook. So like I said, you could just put the notebook in there with a pen if you wish, or if you're like me, you wanted to add both of them, then you can do. So I'm not going to tie the ribbon around it, but I'm just going to pop them back in there. I'm going to show you how to make it. So the paper pad I used for this one here was this Botanical Gardens from The Works. It's £3 and it's 12 by 12, and it's got some beautiful patterned papers, double-sided, absolutely gorgeous. So that's the paper pad I used for that one. But for today's, we are going to use this Vintage Dreams paper pad, and this is by Craft Sensations. This was from The Works, and I think it was about £4.99. Again, beautiful double-sided 12 by 12 patterned papers. I have the majority of my things all prepped and ready just to save time. And I was inspired by a lady on YouTube, and it was an American lady. So they was using 8.5 cardstock. Ours, it only goes up to 8.25. So as you can see, I have scored it already, but I'm going to go through with you in a second. This side has 2 score lines at 1/2 inch, and this side has 1 score line at 1/2 inch, and the other one will just leave about 1/4 inch. Doesn't matter, because majority of this is going to be cut away, and this is going to be tucked away in your pocket, so you are not going to see it. So you're going to need a piece of card that measures 10.5 by 8.25, and along the 10.5 inch side you will score at 3.5, 4, 8 and 8.5, and then along the 8.25 inch side you will score at 1/2 inch, 1 inch, 7.5 and 8. We're going to do some trimming. I'll grab a pencil so I can show you. We're going to cut all this section off here. Okay, so can you see? So you're just left with these two sections here. So I'm going to cut that off. So there we go. So that's what you are left with. And all we're going to do now is just simply fold on those score lines. So we're going to fold these ones in. And if you're using thicker cardstock like I am, then make sure you use your bone folder. And there we go. So before we attach this together, we want to add our patterned paper. I've got mine cut ready here. So for the top flap, this measures 6 1/4 by 4 1/4, and this is going to leave a slight border around the edge. So that's going to go there. Then this is the back. This is 6 1/4 by 3 7/8. And then obviously this is the pocket, and this is 6 1/4 by 1 7/8. There we go. So that's the paper now added. So we want to add some lining. So I've got a piece of the patterned paper from that paper pad, and I've just got it as 12 by 12. And all I'm simply going to do is I'm going to line up the edge of my paper with my box, and then just cut off the excess. I just thought it would be easier. Obviously we're adding extra thickness to our box, so it will make it awkward to fold on those score lines, but just work with it and it will you know, come nicely together, as you can see there. So there we go. So now we want to try and refold these score lines here. It will try and resist because obviously there's extra thickness there, but just work with it. In fact, I'm just going to gently fold that over and put my ruler in there, so then it has something to be able to fold it over with. Okay, do it to this one. And it makes the box more sturdy as well. So, okay, and then when that's lined up, we're just going to try and line up all this as best as we can, and just give it a good burnish with your bone folder. What we're going to do is we're going to add adhesive to this 1/4 inch section here, and then this 1/2 inch section. I'm using liquid glue, so it gives me time to position it where I want, and we're just going to line it up with the edge of our box like so. Make sure it's all even. Okay, and just hold it in place. I want to also make sure that the bottom of my box is nice and straight. And there we go. How pretty does that look? So now what we want to do is make our notebook. You will need one piece of cardstock for your cover that's 7 inches by 6, and along the 7-inch side you will score at 3.5. Then you have your patterned paper for the front of your notebook. You should have 2 pieces that measure 3.25 by 5 7/8. Just check that. Yes, 3.25 by 5 7/8, and they're going to go on the front there. And then you have your patterned paper, and you can add as many as you want. I've just got 5 sheets in here, and these measure 6.5 by 5 7/8, and along the 6.5 inch side you just simply got to fold them over, and obviously make sure that they're all lined up, and they're your note, you know, your papers to slot into your book. Okay, so I've added my paper to my cover, and I've also rounded the corners of my paper, and we're just simply going to place this into our cover. Get some elastic, and I've got some white one here, and we're just going to tie it around. You could tie it around a couple of times if you want to. In fact, I might do that to this one. I didn't to the other one. And just tie it into a knot. And there we go. Okay, and then that is your paper added, and like I said, you can just refill this, well, the recipient can refill it when they need to. So that's the notebook done. Like I said, you can embellish it if you want to, if you're just adding it into the box on its own with the pen, and you know, you could even wrap some ribbon around the notebook and pen and place it in there. But I wanted to add some chocolate in mine. So that's the notebook. So now let's decorate the front. So you'll see here, the flap is slightly smaller than this one. It was the same length, but I was originally going to add a border with a border punch, but I didn't like it. So I ended up trimming it off. So that's why that is shorter. So yeah, just wanted to say that. So I've got some embellishments here that I've die cut. I have some paper flowers, and this one is actually from the Botanical Gardens paper pad that I showed you earlier, and I've just die cut a scallop square for this to layer on. I've die cut this leaf that I've got, okay, and then I'm just going to add some flowers like I have done with the other one. And I just die cut this leaf out of glitter cardstock. So I have some lace here, and I'm going to wrap this around, and because I don't want the Velcro to be under here because it will make it quite bulky, whereas this one I put the Velcro underneath this section here, so it just all laid flat. So I'm going to add some ribbon, well, some lace, and I'm going to just tie it. So looks nice on the back. So I'm just going to add my sentiment on the top. I'm just going to lower my lace a little bit. Okay, so there we go. So how pretty does that look? And then that's what it looks like on the back. So I just want to add some sparkle. So I've just got my glue pen, and I've also got this diamond dust from Twinklets, and I couldn't believe it. I went in the charity shop and there was a craft section in a box, and I found a Disney Frozen embossing folder. In fact, I'll show you. This embossing folder, which is huge, as you can see, came with this one as well, and also this one, £1 for this, and then for this full tub 50p. And I've seen this and I'm not sure how much it is, but I think it was quite a few pounds, or maybe even more, but 50p for a full tub, you cannot go wrong. And absolutely gorgeous sparkle to it. And there we go. How pretty does that look? So now all we need to do is just simply add our notebook, pen and chocolate, or whatever you would like to add in there. You could even add a pocket up here if you wish. So I'm going to get my notebook, my chocolate and my pen, some ribbon, and just wrap it around. Just pop my pen back in there. There we go. Obviously you can do your ribbon a bit better than I can, and then just fold that up and tie it off. So there is the original, and there is the one that we made, and I think I prefer the one that I made today just because it's a bit more vintage looking. So anyway guys, I hope that you all have a great day. Take care, see you soon, bye.